A very good morning to you. What impact is this having on guerrillas?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning once again. In Uganda and in the region here, the East African region, what we call the Great Virunga, we have gorillas, which are about 1,063 in number. The gorillas are close to human beings, and therefore we share almost all the diseases that you would find in human beings are likely to be found in the gorillas or primates in general. So with the COVID coming in, there is a fear that probably if we don't manage the situation very well, we are likely to have a spillover into the gorillas. When I say managing very well, because as human beings, our governments, our health officials are managing the situation. They are telling us what to do. But then we have the gorillas that are living in the wild. So if we don't manage very well, if we don't have the agencies like Uganda Wildlife Authority managing the situation very well, we are likely to have spillover. And once we have the spillover in the gorillas, then it will be a disaster, because at least, and unlike the human beings where you can go to hospital and you are managed, with the gorillas it will be very difficult. They are in the wild. They are those that are not habituated, therefore we do not know exactly where they are. So that is the fear that we have, and it's a big scare. As
because it can really impact them, can't they, considering how similar their DNA is to ours, and the fact that if it gets into their chest, if there is a respiratory issue, it can kill them.
Definitely, yes. As soon as it gets into the respiratory system, they will die. And as I said, they are living in the wild. As I said, we have 1,000 plus gorillas. Some of them are habituated, and therefore we are able to track them and know where they are. They are those that are not habituated, and they are on their own. When they get infected and then their respiratory system is affected, we will lose them. So we have to be very careful right from the beginning. What are those standard operating procedures that we have to do to ensure that we don't get the spillover into the primates?
I mean, this zoonotic problem, I mean, it's an issue, isn't it? How humans are encroaching on wildlife and we picking up their diseases. Now here's a chance that we could pass it on. Now, gorillas, I mean, it really is a success story because of community involvement and cross-border cooperation. What can be done now in order to keep those numbers up?
Yeah. So what can be done now is, one is to develop the standard operating procedures. What we have been talking about as human beings, let it be now moved towards the gorillas. What can we do if we are encouraging tourists going into the protected areas?
Yeah, okay. I mean, the problem is ecotourism has taken a massive hit. So, I mean, this is something that keeps governments on board, isn't it? Knowing how much money is going to be coming into their coffers.
I beg your pardon, I lost you.
I was just saying that because of the hit on ecotourism, this is an issue keeping governments on board because they like to see those dollars flowing in.
Yes, that is true. In Uganda, a big percentage of our tourism-generated income comes from gorillas. And therefore, if anything impacts the gorilla tourism, then our tourism in the country is likely to go below unmanageable levels. So it's very important for us as a country and internationally to ensure that we safeguard the gorillas and therefore gorilla tourism.
What sort of input are you getting from communities at this stage? Because without their support, we don't stand a chance.
Yeah, the communities, their hands are tied because they have been relying on incomes from tourism for them to be able to survive and also protect the gorillas. Unfortunately, they don't have incomes, therefore their support is limited. However, they try as much as possible to inform the management in case they see somebody getting into the park without authority, or they are also trying as much as possible to sensitize their neighbors, the visitors that come in, to be able to manage the situation. For example, if you are going into the park, do you have your masks on? If you are going to the park, do you have sanitizers on? If you are going to the park, do you have any symptoms of any sickness? Do you have flu or do you have any other sickness? That's what they are doing. But again, as I said, because they don't have any incomes. Most of their effort is now geared towards looking at alternative livelihoods.
All right. Thank you for talking to us.